And now we're at the final segment of our MLA Annotated Bibliography lesson. So just to recap, we've inserted a header, which includes our last name, a space, and then the page number. We've typed out our name, professor name, class name, date the assignment is due. We've given a title which is centered to our project. We have 3 citations. In my case, I have an article from a blog by Brad Anderson discussing 50 Google tools for business. My citation is in the correct format: author, title in quotations, website where it was found, sponsor or owner of the website, in this case Active Rain, the date the information was posted or updated, where I found it on the web, and the date I found it. For that annotation, I then have indented at 1 inch below it a summary of the information that was in that source. For the next reference, The Transformation Age, Surviving a Technology Revolution with Robert H. Kringley. This one comes out with a title entry as its main piece. It's produced by Films Media Group. In 2008, it was found in the web service Films on Demand online on the 24th of June. The final reference on this page is an article by David A. Wells entitled Google Small Business Tools from ehow.com, which is owned by Demand Media. It was posted on the 2nd of July 2010 online, and I found it on June 24th. And then I have a little summary of that. So this is essentially an annotated bibliography. Before you submit this, you're going to want to proofread carefully, and you'll see all of these spaces where Microsoft Word has highlighted with little red squiggly marks or green squiggly marks are potential errors. So I'm going to right-click on on Google, and it's reminding me that Google is a proper noun, so I should capitalize it. So I select that. I'm going to click on description, and it tells me that I've spelled it wrong, so I'm going to select the correct spelling. Robert Kringley. Microsoft is going to tell me that that's spelled wrong, but that's because that's a proper name, so I'm going to ignore that spelling mistake. I will look at where it says visiting, and I'm going to fix that by selecting the option. So right-clicking on these squiggly things, squiggly marks, and here's one under Google Places, and I think I have an extra space there, but the system will tell me, and that's what it's doing, is I have an extra space, so it's just going to fix it for me. Find. Google Places is a service that helps users find. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm not going to make that change. And you'll notice that names are commonly marked as misspelled, and you can simply ignore those. Website addresses are commonly going to be marked with grammar and spelling errors, but that's simply because the nature of the citation. And you'll notice the final citation, the whole thing is listed as a grammar error, and that's because citations are not sentences. It's following a different style format. So my grammar looks good, so now I'm going to go to the File menu, Save As. I'm going to put it on whatever drive I'm storing it on. If I'm using a USB drive, I'll go to my computer and store it on my USB drive. I'm using my office computer, so I'm going to store it on my local disk in my Documents folder. And I will come right back to this in a minute. The file name should not be your name. You should call it Mini Project 1 and then your name. This is just a good way to organize your files. So I'm going to say save, and then the final step is to turn in the project electronically. And I will create a final lesson here which shows how to do that. So one more piece to this. Stay with me.